lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's talk about that epic scene between Marsau and Tisha and Martell. I feel like Marsau was out of order having Tisha there. I feel like I know he may have had good intentions, but it did not land well at all. If anything, he just made Tisha a subject of ridicule by Martell. I think it is out of order. I don't think that Tisha was being protected in that moment. I also feel like this whole Marsau and Martell situation is almost laughable because there is never going to be a situation where someone else is going to put their hands on my shoulder and tell me that they are better than me in every single way, and I will just be out here looking. It's almost laughable because I was just like, wait, did this man touch this guy's shoulder? And did Martell just let it be? There's no way I'm going to let you touch my shoulder, let you say something like that. Those are fighting words. And then for you to then put your hand over my shoulder? Like, what do you think this is? I'm taking that as a threat. Taking it as you try to attack me. Because why are you trying to touch me? And I'm just like, Marsau, how do you let this man call your wife slow? You could see Tisha's face. Tisha was clearly upset about it. Let's not act like Tisha doesn't take words to heart. She does. It's all over her face. And let me say something. I'm going to say something that you guys may think is controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. I feel like deep down, Marsau likes for Tisha to be humbled. He likes her getting chewed. He likes her getting her self-esteem knocked down because I feel like it gives him the opportunity to be able to gaslight her properly. It's easier to gaslight someone who does not have self-esteem. It's easier to gaslight someone who constantly second-guessing themselves, listening to outside opinions. Because that's the only explanation that I think works in my head. Because I'm thinking, why else did Marsau have Tisha over there, knowing fully well that Tisha is going to be upset and hurt because Martell is going to come for her? It's not the first time that Martell has come for Tisha. It's not. He knows that this is Martell's style. He knows that Martell always comes for women. He knows that. So why put her through that? Isn't part of protection where you're like, okay, I don't want her to hear this nonsense, so I'm going to tell her, you go over there. But anyways, let's get into it. But before that, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post or go live. Now let's get into it. I was irritated by that old scene, and I'll tell you why. The first thing that irritated me was, did you guys notice that Marsau picked up Tisha and told her, like, literally dispersed the girlies and said he wanted to talk to her? Let's be clear, they already had the scene where they talked. Why else are they having this scene when she's with the girls, you're with the guys, and you're pulling her to the side? It's because you know Martell is coming and you wanted a scene, in my opinion. So if it's production got it together. I'm going to need you guys to do better with the editing. Don't make it so blatantly obvious that it's been prearranged and organized. It was when I first said, like, you guys are just setting this up for a scene. Now, that's not to say that what happened wasn't exactly how it happened, but I'm just saying they knew exactly what was happening. So it was either they filmed that episode or that scene before, or they knew Martell was coming and producers were like, oh, get in there real quick, get in there. Whatever the case may be, I feel like it did not do what it needed to do, in my opinion. I feel like the preview where we saw Marsau saying I'm better than you, but then seeing the whole thing, Marsau did not eat as much as I thought he ate. It's given Marsau ate a little, but then Martell ate him all the way up. And I'm not a Martell fan. I can't stand Martell. You guys know. But then it was given Martell got in a few good jabs. So I watched it again whilst doing this recording for you guys. And they both ate. So I'll tell you where Martell ate and I'll tell you where Marsau ate. I feel like Martell ate where he talked about Tisha being the kind of woman who knows that he's cheating, but would continue to stay. She doesn't want the world to know that she knows, but she ain't never gonna leave you. He also ate by basically saying that Tisha was slow. And Marsau didn't do nothing about it. Marsau didn't say my wife ain't slow, cut it out. He did not say nothing like that. And you could tell that Tisha did not like it because she became even more angry from her facial expressions. So it's like, yo, if that's your husband and that's meant to be your protector, but he cannot stop a man or correct a man that is calling you slow multiple times, I think he did it twice at least, it's like, yo, how is that okay? Where is the protection? He's out here dogging you. He's not even really focusing on him and Marsau. He's out here dogging you, calling you names, and your husband is out here chill and not saying anything about it. That's a problem. He ate with that. And he ate when Tisha was saying that, yes, you wish you could have been with a woman like me or something like that. And he was like, yeah, every man would want a woman like you because they can get to cheat and come back home to you. I'm like, yeah, nah, he ate with that. Because let's be clear, I think everyone, from the way Tisha acts, from the way Marsau acts, it is clear they both know that Marsau is allegedly stepped out, okay? I don't think it's a shocker. I just think Tisha doesn't want the whole world to know that this is actually happening in her household, in my opinion. I think if it becomes public embarrassment, then she may have to deal with it. But if it's on the low and no one knows, then she can pretend and be like, well, there ain't no proof. I guess the thing about Marsau is better at the cheating thing because there ain't no proof that has come out yet. No solid receipts have been brought up yet. That's what I find. I feel like Marsau is clearly doing the, in quotation marks, respectful cheating. Not that I believe there's any respectful way to cheat, but I feel like at least these people aren't out here calling Tisha. So Tisha has no idea when it comes to that. She doesn't have to deal with that embarrassment. Nobody's out here being in Tisha's DMs and exposing Marsau. Nobody has put out videos and show text messages. So I feel like these are some of the things that Tisha can hide behind because it's like no one has truly brought out any factual stuff. That said, Marsau, I feel like ate when he talked about him being better than Martell and putting his hand on his shoulder and telling him that he's better than him. I feel like that ate. I feel like the other thing I felt that ate was when he was saying it in his confessionals, that the way Martell was fallen from where he was, as falling down, and now wants to pull him down with him. And I think that's exactly what it is. Now, I feel like Martell may have not said anything about them, but Marsau keeps speaking on things to do with Martell, things to do with the revenge P, and Martell was like, yeah, that's it. I'm about to be here being the only bad guy, knowing fully well that you are also as bad as I am. So I feel like that is what it was. Now, I feel like in all, this episode and this particular scene also shows us that Tisha is still not being protected by Marsau. I feel like there was no reason for Tisha to have been seated there. It is clear that she was bothered. She was trying to act like she was on her phone. She was visibly annoyed. She looked upset. And when he called her slow, she was clearly even more aggravated. And I'm just like, Tisha, you should have left. I personally feel like Marsau does this because he's trying to break you, in my opinion, and allegedly, okay? This is my personal opinion. Because I don't understand why he had you sitting there having to listen to that. He could have said, oh, baby, do you mind just giving him a second? Let me clear him real quick. He could have said that. He didn't need you to sit there and take the disrespect and have to listen to this man dog you out. That was completely unnecessary. But he wanted you to be brought down a few notches, in my opinion. He wanted to humble you. He wanted to take a peek at your self-esteem, which he clearly did, because looking at your facial expressions, Tisha, if you're listening to me, you looked bothered. And I'm not surprised anybody should be bothered by that, because there's no way your husband should be sitting there and letting a man talk to you like that. So I'm not surprised that you're bothered. You should be bothered. And you see how she eventually had to get up and leave? That's what you should have done the first time, because that man shouldn't have been able to keep you there to sit down knowing fully well what was coming. I will say, isn't it the pot killing the kettle black? Martell called Marsau a narcissist and controlling. I do feel that Marsau definitely also exhibits narcissistic traits, similarly to Martell. We've talked about Martell being unhinged. Marsau is just better at playing the game. Marsau is better at knowing where the line is. Marsau is better at being like, okay, if I play it this much, I'll take it too far. Let's not do that. Marsau knows how to keep the optics. Martell, on the other hand, is unhinged and does not know where the line is. So that's the difference between between both of them. But they are similar. They have certain similar traits and characteristics. I do think there's also some truth to what Martell said. I feel like people that continuously cheat, I've heard some stories, right, in the past where people would say, I kept cheating, hoping that I would get found out, hoping she would find me and leave, because they don't want to be the one to call off the relationship. Now, I feel like there may be some truth to that, but I think overall, Marsau does not want Tisha to leave, because I feel like he knows that it's cheaper to keep her in-house. It's cheaper to have her and still be together as a unit. Let's not forget Scout, and a lot of these things are in Tisha's name, allegedly, right? So if that's the case, then he has some benefits to having Tisha. I feel like Marsau is calculating enough to not throw it away just like Martell did. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the chat. Thank you. Bye.